What is the most disturbing thing your mother-in-law did that changed your entire life? I have been married to my husband for nearly 2 years now, and our life would be perfect if not for my mother-in-law. She is the type of person who believes in strong gender roles for women. I first met her when me and my husband were still dating, and she left me in shock by asking, "Why are you wasting so much money on college since you're going to quit anyway after marriage?" I asked her what she meant, and she explained that I needed to stay home and take care of all the chores. I told her I was studying to be a lawyer and had no plans of stopping after marriage. Apparently that was unheard of in her life because she got really defensive. She began asking how her precious baby was supposed to feed and clothe himself if I wasn't doing his laundry and cooking his meals. I tried explaining that we will split the chores just as we are doing right now, but she didn't listen. She called me cruel and told her son not to marry me, which thankfully he didn't listen to. I thought she would mature and come around after marriage, but in fact she got even worse. At a family gathering during Thanksgiving, she made a passive-aggressive comment claiming that I wasn't a real woman because it was making my husband uncomfortable at home. It made the atmosphere really awkward, but I was glad to see my husband defend me in front of everyone by claiming he was the one supposed to make me comfortable, and not the other way around. Anyway, I tried my best to ignore her and just focus on law school, but recently she has taken on a whole new complaint. Last month, she showed up to our house unannounced and immediately asked when we're planning to have a baby. That was super weird because she didn't even say a hello or apologize for her previous behavior. We told her we have no plans to have a baby until I am an established lawyer, and she completely lost it. She said that I was already starting to wrinkle because I wasn't a housewife, and that she wanted her grandchildren to come out right, so we needed to have a baby ASAP. Obviously we refused, but she wasn't someone who would just back down. Next week, she once again showed up unannounced and asked if she could stay here for a couple days. My husband agreed to give her the guest bedroom, thinking that it was fine to do so. However, 2 days later I caught her in our bedroom poking holes into the rubbers. I immediately confronted her, but she casually said, "You are taking too long, so I'm taking measures into my own hands." I told her that I was under a lot of stress because my LSATs were coming up, so there's no way we could have a baby right now. Plus, if I became a lawyer, then our household income would double and our future kid could have a better life. Once I told her that, I thought she would finally understand and drop her demands, but she once again made a snarky comment about how I was a useless woman and didn't deserve her son. I finally got mad at her and told her to get out, after which she left while still cursing me out. I spent the next 2 weeks studying for my LSATs and ignoring her calls and texts, but I was having trouble cramming all the material, which was disheartening because passing this exam on the first try would be the perfect way to stick to my mother-in-law. Little did I know, she was already planning something sinister behind the scenes. Update: when exam day came, I was shocked to see mother-in-law standing outside the door with a smile and a cup of coffee in her hand. She admitted that she realized how my career would ensure her grandkids would be financially stable, and had come to wish me good luck. I was caught so off guard that all I could say was thank you as she handed me the coffee and left. Anyway, I was really happy that she finally came around and drank the coffee before sitting down for my exam. It might have been my imagination, but the coffee tasted a bit funny, and as soon as I drank it, all my anxiety and distractions just vanished. In that moment, it was just me, the exam, and the answers in my brain. Even though usually I would have trouble focusing, that day I was able to focus on one question at a time. As soon as the exam was over, I knew I would pass with flying colors and rushed home to celebrate with my husband. To my surprise, mother-in-law had come back and was waiting for me to tell her how the exam went with a cheeky smile on her face. But I was too happy to notice it, and thanked her for the coffee while explaining how focused I was. As soon as I told her how my exam went, she became confused and mumbled, "What? How is it even possible for you to pass? That doesn't make sense." I became confused as well and asked her what she meant by that, because it sounded incredibly offensive. I think she was about to say something about the coffee when my husband walked in. I excitedly told him about my exam, and even though I wasn't sure if mother-in-law's coffee helped me, I said that it did. My mother-in-law interrupted us and asked if we had come around to having a baby, to which I gave the same answer: "We will think of it once I was an established lawyer." The next thing I knew, my mother-in-law was accusing me of being a substance addict and said my husband should divorce me because he clearly couldn't be with a woman who uses. My husband looked at me and asked what his mom was saying, to which I didn't have an answer. He then questioned his mom and she blurted out that substances were the only reason I did well on my exam. But I don't even know what they look like, so I confronted her about her accusation, and asked what made her so sure that I was doing substances because the only thing I had all day was the coffee she gave me. She immediately looked like a deer caught in headlights, and I got suspicious. I asked what she had made me drink, but she didn't answer. My husband caught on and said if his mother didn't tell us what she had done, then she won't get to see her grandkids ever. That's when she confessed that the coffee had magic mushrooms in it, and they were supposed to make me feel loopy during my exam. But I swear all I felt was hyper-focused and clear-minded. Whatever my mother-in-law actually gave me only helped me out more, and I doubt they were substances to begin with. I asked her the brand's name again, and she said it was called Clarity Brew. When I searched for it, I saw it was just a focus-inducing coffee filled with lion's mane and chaga mushrooms. They were cognitive-enhancing ingredients known for stimulating the brain and keeping it alert. I guess she thought the mushrooms in it were substances, and that's why she offered it to me in the first place. Thankfully, her plan didn't work, or else I would have been effed and my career would have been over before it started. My husband sent her packing after her attempt at sabotaging me came to light, and he's now no contact with her. As for me, I scored 178 on my LSATs and thanked my mother-in-law while ordering more Clarity Brew to use in the future.